My name is Derek McLean, and I'm the set designer for Lestat. I've been working on the show for, I guess, about a year and a half. As a designer, the thing that was most intriguing was that we covered such a huge, sort of expansive time, and we went to so many different countries. You know, it's really a story that travels through time and through space. I call it arts and crafts time. We pull out the paints and the tissue paper and the glue and the wood and start sort of pasting and gluing things together. And sometimes you don't really know where it's going to wind up. You're just experimenting, hoping to stumble upon something that you love. And the first thing you'll see when you come into the palace is this proscenium, which here in the model is made out of ripped, kind of shredded tissue paper. And it's this kind of deep burgundy magenta color. And it all lights from inside. And it's kind of pleated, ruched fabric that comes out from the proscenium. It comes out about 15 feet into the Palace Theater. And the idea is that it really is meant to feel like it's enveloping the audience. The whole set pretty much is made out of this kind of ripped collage paper. And there's a back wall, the back of the set, which is also this kind of collage of torn paper. And then there are various pieces that come in and out. There's this, we have a scene in a garden that has this sort of tremendously large head. So, a person is only as high as my finger there. So this is garden head that has kind of bushes growing out of the top of it. This is a curtain that we use in a couple of scenes. So the real curtain is made out of fabric, but in the model piece I had it made out of tissue paper. This is the back of the New Orleans townhouse, and it's got a dimensional window in it set into this kind of photographic backdrop, and then it plays with these other layers that play in front of it. This arch plays in front of that, and then this curtain plays in front of that, and there's some kind of fantastic New Orleans period furniture that plays with us. And this is the townhouse that Lestat and Louis lived in for 30 or 40 years in New Orleans. We have a crucifix and some arches that are also made in this same technique. So again, you can see the kind of, this guy's breaking right now, you can see this kind of ripped edge. And it gives a kind of wonderful feeling of decay. This is the drop that plays in the back of the ocean crossing. This is a favorite actually. This is we have a couple of scenes actually backstage at the theater, and so this piece is it's got some things that are sort of conventional, which are these sandbags and things which help tell you that you're backstage, and then these kind of pulleys and ropes But then again, there's little bits of photograph that are kind of ripped up and collaged onto the wood. The show is definitely evolving, and so I have to go with that. And mostly it's the same set that we had in San Francisco. I would say probably about 75%. Certainly the framework and the infrastructure of the set is all exactly the same. But there are some new scenes. There's a new ending for the show, and there are a couple of new locations that didn't exist then. So the last couple of weeks have been very busy for me, sort of trying to figure out what those things are going to be. We get actors on stage in a couple of weeks, and so I'm treading water a little bit until that happens. I've got some meetings on some props and furniture and things like that we have to figure out. But the part that will be the really nervous making time for me will be the first day we get actors on stage over at the Palace. That's when things start to explode again for me.